Salam, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to day six
Yes.
of Ramadan, and this is Sada and Safa back again with another Ramadan podcast for y'all. Today we thought we would talk because we were like talking to our mom today, and we were like, "What should we talk about tonight on our podcast?" And she goes, "Talk about COVID." We're like, "Okay, mom." So today we're gonna talk about how like COVID has affected Ramadan, and So Safa, what do you think? How do you think COVID's
I
affected
think we should
it?
start with how we usually do it. So usually when Ramadan comes around, we fast in the day. Like fasting hasn't changed, and eating hasn't changed a bit. Well, it kind of has because when we go grocery shopping, it's different, and when we go,
What's different about grocery shopping?
well, it's everybody's in quarantine, and so like,
I guess.
like when I went out to get peppers the other day with Nedra, like Winco ran out, and we had to go to Walmart. Walmart ran out, and we had to go to Safeway. Safeway ran out. Like usually in Ramadan, we wouldn't have to have to do that, like unless we were in an Arab country. But even then, they'd have like enough supplies for everybody. True. And so that's one thing that's changed. So usually when we have Ramadan, we go out, we buy stuff, and it's not a big deal. And then sometimes we go to the mosque or the masjid and we eat with everybody. Sometimes when my mom wants to go hang out with her friends, or when we want to hang out with our friends, we invite them over and we have a big feast with everybody. And it's kind of like
it's like culture, it's tradition.
It's not just that, but it's like
it's the culture of Ramadan.
It's what you do, you know? It's nice. So, like, if you invite somebody over, it's like, it's more respectful to invite them back. And it's just an endless cycle of inviting people over to your house.
And every other night, Ramadan. You get free food that you don't have to cook or clean.
Usually when we go to the mosque and share, like, we do, like, a potluck, but, like, we do it when we break our fast in the mosque. And so my mom will usually make this huge pot of soup for everybody,
because everybody's obsessed with her soup.
Because everybody loves her soup, so that's what she
does.
And
y'all should, because it's bomb.
It's the soup we had the first night of Ramadan. If you go back to our first podcast, we'll describe it over there. And she makes this huge pot of soup, and sometimes we'll make egg rolls and brick, and we'll just make tons of it, because we're going to feed like not just our family but everybody else's family at the mosque. And so we go to the mosque and we break our fast with dates and milk, and then we pray jama'ah, or we pray together. You get more good deeds if you pray together, and there's like certain rituals to
10
it, like
times the amount of deeds.
I think it's 10 times more than we pray separately. We pray together. Usually a man has to lead the prayer, because that's just how it is. It's our religion. We have to follow that. It's not like sexist or anything.
No, it's just men do prayer, and then if there are no men around, then women can do prayer. Yeah. It's not like woman can never like
lead a prayer. It's just they can't lead a prayer when there's a guy around.
So if there's a guy around, the man usually does it, and if there's no man, then the woman leads the prayer.
We're not complaining. It's like stressful leading a prayer. Like I've done it before, and it's like, wait, do I go down now, or do I wait, or do it? It's like I'd rather the guy do it and he screw up, and then I laugh at him later. Anyways,
wow.
Anyway, and then we pray together, even though we're in separate rooms, the women and the men. We have like a speaker or a TV that tells us what's going on in the men's room, and we pray together. And it's kind of like nice community, and even and then after we pray, we eat together in the mosque. And then when somebody comes over, it's kind of like the same thing. We pray together, but if they're not Muslim, they just kind of like chill in the corner, waiting for us. It's very nice. Like they wait for us so that we can eat together.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice of them.
If your parents raised you correctly, you would do that.
And then when we do it on our own, it's kind of like the same thing, but it's on our own, and we don't have to dress up or anything like this. Like in our pajamas, we eat, and so that's usually how Ramadan goes. But now with COVID, do you want to? Do this
COVID,
part?
It's just staying in your house, so like you don't get like the
community
part of. So like a big thing about Ramadan is like community, and I feel it every time Ramadan comes around, and I'm like, let's go to the mosque, even if I'm not feeling like I want to go to the mosque, because when you go to a mosque, there's 10 million children, and 10 million children are running around everywhere like crazy hooligans, and so you have to be careful of where you walk, because you might just step on some kid's dropped spilled milk or some kid itself. So, like,
what is up with you and spilt milk?
You literally said spilled milk at iftar today. I didn't do anything. But so the thing about like community during Ramadan is very important. Like the get-togethers are very, very important to some people.
It's kind of like part of the
deen. It's not part of the deen. It's just like it feels good to be around people.
That's
and
true. It's like you're not in this alone. Like,
you're not fasting alone.
10 million Muslims around the world are doing the same thing.
Yeah, and so like, we're 1.7 billion.
Yeah, there's a lot of us.
We are a seventh of the world. But
aren't we like the largest religious population?
I think Christianity is the largest.
No, we are. I'm gonna Google it real quick. Go ahead.
So like that feeling of community is lost this Ramadan, I feel, because people can't get together, people can't have fun together, and people can't have iftar together, people can't be there for each other, kind of thing. It's also like, it's just fun to be around other people, and it really only happens during Ramadan. Like, you'll get people who like, because like a lot of people like will have parties in a mosque, like woman wise, they'll have like get-togethers in a mosque, but like always during Ramadan, you get those people who never come to any, like, they don't really come to those parties, but like they'll always come to Ramadan get-togethers. And so those are like important for some people. Also, I think another way Ramadan's been affected is that college students who are Muslim, they usually who live alone and they don't really know how to cook, or they're like too tired to cook. You can usually go to like a mosque and they'll have food for you ready. But like that isn't a thing because mosques are closed and you can't do anything about it. I don't know how they've been like dealing with it, and I don't know like if like the mosque has been making like food to give to them, like they just deliver it to them, or they just come and pick it up or something. I have no idea if they're doing it even. But that's like a big part of Ramadan in college towns specifically that I see could be problematic with all this COVID stuff. But that's what I think. I just think like the aspect of community has been lost this Ramadan, and that's a big part. And I'm scared for like Eid when it comes, and like we won't be able to go to like Eid prayer, which is like the most important part.
Not really. It's kind of voluntary for women. I mean, but
no, like for me, Eid prayer is the most important part.
Yeah.
Because I wake up early, I get ready for it, I make myself look hella pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
I go out, I'm a new person, and I come out in this fantastic
when we get closer
dress.
To the end of the month, I think we'll talk about Eid and like
that's because we'll be more excited for
that's
Eid.
True.
Oh my god, I love... I've had the best Eids. You know where I've had the best Eids?
Where?
Tunis. I've literally had the best Eids in Tunis.
Yeah, it is
like morning
true.
wise.
Yeah, it's true.
Like the morning, it's just perfect.
Right.
And it's like you go to prayer. I've been to Eid prayer I think twice in Tunis, but like you go to prayer and then you come back and Mom Sauda gets all those cookies out of the buckets out, and you're just like, oh, Tunis has like the best sweets in the entire universe. And I don't care if you're like a French dessert connoisseur or whatever, Tunisian desserts are the best desserts in the entire world, period.
That's very true.
They have these cookies that are just like milk cookies, but like they're just amazing. They just melt away in your mouth. Oh, they have these cookies that are they're like circles and they're filled with caramel, but it's like hard. We freeze them and so it's like hard caramel, and so it's like really, 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 really interesting. And then they have like their most famous dessert, which is maqroud, and Safa will put photos to all of these on the video as we go along. But
I found the percentages about Christianity. You're right, Christianity is the most percentage. Oh. They have 31.1% as of 2015, but Muslims are close second with 24.3% or something like that.
I told you it was Christianity. You didn't believe me?
You didn't believe me? I thought it was Muslims. I thought we were the most.
No, Christianity's the most.
Well, it's okay. Whatever.
We're growing though.
We are.
As per usual, we're always growing.
The first article I found on Google was like 20% of the Christian population were Muslims, and they converted to Christianity. And I was just like, that's not what I'm looking for.
You know how many Christians convert to Islam?
It's probably way more.
You know how many people convert to Islam?
No, but look how, like, the bias, like, that's not what I was looking for. Why are you telling me this? This is annoying. Like, get out of my face. Anyways, so...
Was it Wikipedia? That's why.
I think so. I think it was Wikipedia.
But I think, okay, so end of the day, I think that Ramadan is all about community and get-togethers and sharing each other's days with each other and just lives with each other during Ramadan. And that has really been lost this Ramadan, which kind of sucks because it's kind of like the best part, because you'll stay like till 1 a.m. at a mosque or something, just talking with people, and it's like really fun.
But I think there's like a pro to this too. Like, if we hadn't been in this situation, like, Meher wouldn't be here, and Fatma wouldn't be here, and Halima wouldn't be here.
Like,
our family is really like separated because everybody has a job and everybody lives in a place, but like with Corona, like, it just so happened that our sister with her daughter was coming to visit us for a month, and she was going to leave on the first day of Ramadan, but then Corona happened, and so her husband and her decided that it was safer for them to stay here. Like, Pullman's basically, we don't have a lot of cases.
We don't have any cases.
We have like
one.
Yeah.
Or 3 in the entire county.
And they're in WSU. And so, they thought it would be safer for them to stay here, and so now we get to hang out with our niece every day.
Literally, like, the whole family's here.
It's just a joy. And Meher, he comes and goes from Seattle, but he's gonna stay here for 2 more weeks now, and we usually don't get to see him.
And he's staying for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that.
He's staying for 2. He's gonna work from home for 2 weeks, and he didn't want to stay in Seattle because Seattle's like just a hive of, because Seattle's where it started. Remember, the coronavirus, and so he's staying here with us, and he's is just, the whole gang is back together, and and I think that's more of a pro than a con, because we never get to, like, when's the last time we spent Ramadan all of us together?
Like, never.
Kuwait back in 2012, 2010, 2011.
2012 they left to America.
Yeah. So
2012 was the last time we were
10
all, like,
years
together.
ago was the last time we all fasted together in the same house, and we all ate together. And now we get to do it again, and it's just, you remember all the
It's a blessing and a curse.
It's true.
Disguised.
But it's like, you get to hang out with family that you don't usually get to hang out with, and I think that's pro in my book.
Of course that's a pro. So you, like, it's like a built, like it's within yourself, like within your family. It's like,
right.
Go.
Like, today I got to go play, like, soccer with Meher. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that with Nedra or you or Zainab. Like, these are the people who usually live in this house. So it's kind of fun.
They usually live in this house. They come and go as they play. They're posh.
Like, with Fatma, she bakes every other day, and so we get sweets that are not keto. We get sweets that are not keto, which is really nice. We get to hang out with Halim. The best part is we get to hang out with Halima.
Halim is the most adorable thing in the entire universe, and you can fight me and I will kill you. Period. It's a fact. It's a known fact to man.
I basically don't do my work anymore. I just take care of Halima.
I have so much work I have to do. I would love to.
I have work to do. I'm kind of like procrastinating a lot. But inshallah, I will get to work. I just got really dizzy today.
You don't have to explain yourself to me. You're 19 years old. Wow, that was a big yawn.
I didn't even want to eat when iftar came around. I got sick because we had all this fish. I don't like fish, and Mama just made a fish dinner, and I wanted to just like.
She was talking.
You're fasting all day, and then you end up with the worst, like the food that you don't like the most, which is. I just didn't.
Alhamdulillah for the food.
Alhamdulillah for the food. Thank God for the food.
But you're just not a seafood person.
So Nedra went and bought Buffalo Wild Wings, and she saved us all from Fish Mania. Thank God.
AKA, we all love Nedra.
Do you hear us, Nedra? We love you.
You've been spending with everybody. Why would you give me leg? Cliff, no, I swear. For those of you who don't know, that's a Home Alone 2 reference.
I can't think of any cons. Like, you mentioned all the cons. We're doing just fine. I mean,
it's just Ramadan. So
right.
it's like another con is that men can't do the nightly prayers.
Tarawih.
Tarawih is a big part of Ramadan, and men can't do it, so they have to do it at home.
So during the holy month, anything we do that's remotely religious, we get like 10 extra points for it because we're fasting.
10 times the extra points.
Yeah, we get 10 times the extra good deeds because it's kind of like...
Does that mean if you do something bad, you get like 10 times the bad deeds?
I don't think so. I think it's you get forgiven for them. Huh. I think it's more like... I think this month is more forgiveness because we're like starving ourselves. I don't know what it... that's what I think.
I've never thought of that before. Have you ever thought of that before? Just like think about it. Like,
no, I don't think he would do that.
Well, I don't think he would, but like, have you ever thought of that? Like, what are situations?
Can you search it up while I talk? Okay. Let's see, because I don't want to just make up stuff.
I will.
I'm not a like sheikh or anything like that. And so the prophet and his followers, what they would do is that at nighttime they would like stay up and they would pray more prayers, like extra than what they have to do, and that means they get even more extra. And these prayers are like super long, like so every prayer has a certain amount of rakaz, which is like the amount of times we bow our heads, right? And so every tarawih, every nightly prayer is 2 rak'ahs, but each time we bow our head, we have to read a page from the Quran.
You don't have to. You just read.
I mean, but that's like usually that's
like
the
usually
tradition.
what they do is they read a page, but you can read as much as you want.
Like you read like 2 1-pages.
I think
and
Mama
it takes
once went
a
to, like,
really long time to get through those, and you're just standing there. And like I've done tarawih before, like I've done all 8 of them, and it's just tiring, and you want to step down.
Bad deeds remain the same; they don't get multiplied.
Okay, thank you.
But I just thought it was very interesting. Like, just think of it.
Yeah, he would not do that.
I know he wouldn't, but you know, it's just like a thought.
And so, usually the men, they go to the mosque after Isha prayer, after the last prayer of the day, and they go and they pray Tarawih together. The woman, it's not required, but my mom, she goes and she does it all the time. But now with Corona, she can't go to the mosque because we're not allowed to get into gatherings of more than 2 people. And so...
more than 5 we cannot be together.
And so what did my mom do? She decided, I'll just do them at home. And so now
our brother does it for her.
Yeah, our brother leads the prayer, and her and him, they just do like 10 rak'ahs of 10 pages. I don't even want to think about how long that will take. Oh my god.
I remember Mama went to Tarawih once in Qatar, and the guy was like reading a surah for every rak'ah.
Oh my god.
And she was like, yeah, I tapped out.
An
entire chapter. And she goes, I tap out. And she tapped out like the first time. She's like, she literally told me she got home that day. She's like, I was literally standing there for hours. And I was like, that sounds about right.
Oh my god.
Crazy. It was really funny though. And she was like, she's like, I'm never going back to that.
Some people go extra and they're like, we want all the hasanat.
Give it to us, splash.
Hasanat means good deeds in Arabic.
You know what's really interesting?
We're using a lot of Arabic terminology
because we're talking about Ramadan.
Go down in the comments if you have
any
questions, and we'll answer them.
But like, you know what's interesting? Have you ever like talked to an American about good deeds and bad deeds, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
No.
Like if you be like, "Oh, I have good deed," like if you do this, you get good deeds, and they're like, "What's a good deed? What's a deed?" Like,
because all their sins get forgiven.
I know.
Like that's the
they're born with the original sin. So actually, in Christian, it's very interesting. In Christianity,
how do you get rid of it?
Listen. If you are in Christianity, you are born with the original sin,
right?
And you have to work your whole life to get it off. That's what I've been told. I don't know if this is actually true, but like what people told me is like every human is born with original sin, so you have to work your entire life to be good, to like die with a clean slate or something. I think.
I remember in my history class in high school, Mr. Keogh, he was teaching us about the Catholic Church. And
maybe it's Catholic. I'm not sure.
And in Europe, and he's like, if a baby dies before it's baptized, it goes to hell. And I was like, what the?
Yeah.
Really? And he's like, yeah. If it drowns, he's like, if it drowns in the water, then it's okay because it was being baptized. But if it dies beforehand,
so if the
baby goes to hell. It's like the baby doesn't do anything.
You know that they don't even bury them. They won't bury them or put the cross. They just throw them somewhere. They don't bury them. I was like, I was watching Outlander, and in Outlander, her first baby, like twisted the coil on itself, and it died. And she was in France at the time, and she was working at a church over there, a church hospital. And the mother of the church area, she goes to her because she's like in a bed and she's like resting, right? She goes to her and she's like, she gives her the dead baby, and she literally did not let go of the baby for an entire day. And they had to like convince her to like, your baby's dead, we have to take it, we have to bury her, basically. And so the mother goes and she's like, do not worry, I baptized her so she has a place. And I was like, my God.
Oh, so they didn't kill her.
They didn't kill her. They put her, they like made a grave for her. Like she's like, I christened her and gave her a name, is what she said. And I was like, oh, and her name was Hope. And I was like, oh my God, I want to cry so much right now. But then she had like, she didn't remove the placenta, so like she was like dying slowly, but then it removed itself.
Fun times.
So, yeah, some weird short dude came.
Never
and
ask your pregnant sisters how they gave birth, because it is a horror story.
It's so funny. Mama's birth story is so
She's like,
funny.
I threw up like 5 times and I don't remember doing it. I only remembered the other day. I was like, you didn't remember when you woke up? And she's like, no.
Apparently there's video evidence.
Oh my God.
There's video evidence that she was eating a hamburger while she was in labor. She goes, no, I'm fine. And my mom's like, you have to go to that. But it's hilarious. Anyways, back to the discussion at hand.
I remember when Nedra was calling her, she was like, are you going? She's like, I have to pray. I was like, get in the car!
I was flying at the time.
Fatma is crazy. Oh yeah, you were flying home?
Yeah.
Oh, we were here. We were with Nedra.
I took the bus and trained back to Khadaisha's on the 16th, and then I flew home the 17th, and then drove with from Seattle with Mehed on the 17th.
This was during the summer when
here.
last summer when my sister Fatma gave birth.
Literally, I was there for a week, and I was like, she's going to give birth before I leave, because like I could see her stomach like falling, and I was like, she's going to give birth, and everybody's like. And she just wouldn't give birth. And, like, I left, and then she gave birth. Like, literally the day I left, she gave birth. And I was like, this is horrific.
Me and Zainab stayed there for an entire month! And she did not give birth.
That sounds like a you problem. Anyways.
Pregnant Fatma is
fun. Also not pregnant Fatma is fine.
No, I mean, like, but she's like... It's like weird, the shape. I'm not even talking about her personality, no, just like her shape.
Her body.
And she has like, her dresses are different, like she always wore skirts.
Yeah.
And she wore the same outfit every time we went out, Sarah. I'm not even kidding. Like maybe she changed the skirt, but it was the same jacket. It was the same skirt. For a month, Sarah, huh?
That's insane. But anyways, back to the thing at hand. Ramadan has been affected in negative and positive ways, and it's different for everybody.
Right.
So like, if you guys have had like negative or positive experiences, please tell us in the comments. Tell us what you have been experiencing, and if COVID-19 is killing you. Joking. Someone just looked at me like a weirdo right now.
We're gonna get like flagged by YouTube.
No, there's a song. It's like, COVID-19 is killing me, and I must confess.
Is this Britney?
Yeah, but I must confess.
Her last name is Spears. The Little Spear, right?
Anyways.
Send me a sign.
Baby, one more time.
I'm listening.
Okay. But do tell us in the comments whether Ramadan is affecting you in a positive or negative way. Share with us. And if you want us to talk about something specific next time, please tell us in the comments. Share, like, subscribe. Is that what I say? Share, like, subscribe.
We're gonna do this every time.
Yes, ma'am. That's how it goes. But yeah, share, like, subscribe, and
Ramadan Kareem.
Ramadan Kareem to everybody.